Bam, Charles Rudibaugh back at you. I'm just really excited. This is a video. This is very important. It's going to be short. But the bottom line is people don't rise to your level of expectations. They fall to their level of training. So this is about multi-level marketing training. The bottom line is that that's what it's all about. It's all about training. Your success is going to be dependent on how much training there is, how good the training is, what the quality of the training is, how accessible the training is for your organization. And so, if you think about it, let's look at, here's an example, the SWAT team, the police, the SWAT team, they're going to go bang down the door, they're going to go into this house, and there's 20 bad guys in there, right? There's 20 bad guys, they got all these guns, they got more guns than they can even hold, tons of ammunition, they're hiding in places, right? And there's 5 SWAT team members, there's 5 SWAT guys, they're at the door, they have to announce they're coming in. They announce they're coming in, and then guess what happens? Every single time, 99 times out of 100, all the bad guys die. And how many SWAT team members die? None, right? I mean, the bottom line is that the good guys are always alive, the bad guys always die, and they're hiding, and they've got all the guns, they've got all the ammunition. But what happens? Why is that? Training. The SWAT team members have training. They're ready. They're experienced. They know what they're getting into. And so you have to realize this. Network marketing is so dependent on training. And think about it from our perspective. Let's say you've been in a company for a while. You're doing great. You've got a big team growing. Brand new person joins your team, John. Now, John, John's going to go talk to his friends. He's going to say something to people he knows. He's going to start spouting off, explaining things, saying, you got to get into this thing with me. They're going to ask John questions. John doesn't know the answers. They're going to stump him. They're going to say, well, how much money have you made? What's the name of the company? What would we be doing? They're going to ask him, is it a pyramid? They're going to ask him all these questions, and John doesn't know the responses. John doesn't know how to handle it. John's out. If John isn't really strong-willed, really committed, really know what he wants, really knows where he's going, if he's influenceable instead of being influential, he's going to be out. So John joins your team. Do you want John to go to training this week? Or do you want John to go to training next week or the next week? You see, when John joins your team, it's so disappointing when John skips training. Because he thinks he can just go do it. He thinks he's just going to make $1 million doing whatever, right? And you're so disappointed when John misses training because you know that his promotion now may not ever happen. And even if it does, it's going to be 3 weeks or a month from now instead of in the first week because he missed training his first week. Someone that goes to a training right away is going to have 3, 4, 5, 10 times the success because the momentum's going to build. They're going to say the right things to people. They're not going to spout off. They're going to use the correct approach. They're going to handle questions and objections the right way. So training is what it's all about. Now, in network marketing, there's conference call trainings. There's local and regional and international event trainings. There's trainings online. There's audio trainings. I posted some audio trainings just recently on my website, Pep Talk, pep-talk.org. Some audio trainings you can listen to. And, training is just so important. But conference calls and events are typically the most type of what's going on with training and network marketing. Books are great, but books take a long time to read. Audio trainings, your team's going to give you, your leadership support is probably going to give you audio CDs to listen to. You want to listen to them, right? And so, the first company I was in, just to wrap this up, there was one event to bring people to an hour and a half away once a month. And there wasn't even any training at it. It was just showcasing the opportunity to try to, get people to be involved and get people to join up or become customers. There was no training. There was a random conference call once in a while that was more of all hype than actual training, actual skills, actual approaches, actual handling objections, how to close an application, how to get someone started the right way, how to get someone their paycheck, their first paycheck in their first week, 2 weeks. None of that even existed in the first company I was in. And even though the product was fantastic, and that's the truth, it didn't matter. It was nearly impossible to build because training was near non-existent. So training and support is going to be your key, your clutch. It's going to be everything for your business. And you're going to be successful not because of you. You're going to be successful because of your training and support. And when new people come to your event, they're going to hear, wow, I think it seems like everybody here is normal and they're all having success and they've been successful because of the training and support. So if I plug into the training and support, I could be successful. And that's duplicatable. But just because there's a training event, it doesn't mean you're going to be successful. You have to show up to it. We say that the ones who you pick up show up, right? You can guarantee someone's going to show up to training if you pick them up. That's one of the hardest things in network marketing. That's really the meat and potatoes, getting people to show up to events. And it's best to not use that training event as their first exposure, their first time checking it out. It's best to show them at a home presentation, a home meeting, a private business reception, or home party, whatever you want to call it, private meeting, so they can just get acquainted with the business, hear a brief overview, and if they like it, you bring them to that training event, or you get them on that international conference call with hundreds of people chiming in, getting on, and they see, wow, they get a bigger picture. And that blows them away. And now that's duplicatable. Number one, you've sorted out all of the rotten people at that home meeting, so your training big event isn't full of rotten apples. It's only green apples and red apples. People that have questions, the green apples, but they're there, so they're interested. And the red apples, they're already in or they're signing up. They're jumping on. They're the ones that sign up right away. They don't ask a million questions. So green apples and red apples are at your training event because you weeded them all out at your private home meetings. Right? And so those home meetings are so crucial because that's where the business is built, in your home meeting. But that's not where the training happens. The training happens somewhere else. And so it's you peak, you present, and you train. And they're all three separate. It's not a peakitation, right? You don't peak and present in the same time. You pique someone's interest and you get their phone number, or you pique someone's interest if you already have their phone number, your friend, warm market, family. You pique their interest, get them to a presentation, or do a presentation over a conference call or at an event, at a home meeting, and then you get them to a training, and all three are separate. It's a process, and there's a timeline. You want to condense it as much as possible. You can pique someone in the morning, present to them in the afternoon, and get them to a training in the evening. I mean, you can do it fast, but you don't want to waste time. You don't want to just shove someone into a training, because if you bring them to your big event training at your hotel, now they're thinking, what? Cool, I just got to bring people here. And they don't even know what a home meeting looks like. They don't even know that that's the meat and potatoes. And now you have to sell them on why they need to have a home presentation, and instead of them being enrolled into it. And so the truth will be different than their experience. So by enrolling people through this pipeline of home presentations and then going to a bigger event, their experience will be the same thing as the truth. And what they're saying at the Saturday training or the event, that's normally when trainings are in network marketing, is Saturdays, is that you're going to go have this home presentation, show everybody that you can at your big grand opening, your big home meeting presentation, and the ones who like it, boom, you get them to a training event as soon as possible. And so they hear that at the training and they're, oh wow, that's what happened to me, okay. And so and they're building belief. They're building belief. So training is so important for so many different aspects. Don't skip the training. Even if you're going to get a job at McDonald's, you'd have to go to training. Even if you bought the McDonald's, you'd have to go to 2 weeks at Hamburger University and get trained, because there's a system. You have to learn the right way to do it. You won't just become a millionaire on accident. Network marketing is the easiest way to get filthy rich, but it still takes skills, it still takes time to learn, it still takes going to training. And just because you spend only a few $100, $500, $1,000, whatever it is, don't treat it like a $500 business, a $1,000 business, a $1,500 business. Treat it like $1 million business, and wouldn't you go get trained if you spend $1 million for your business? So don't skip trainings, treat it seriously, promote the next training event like it's the last training event that there will ever be, and get your team to the event. If 60 people join your team this month, what would you want to do with them? Would you want to sit down with everybody individually one-on-one and train them? No. You'd gang them all up, and we'd have a big event, and we'd train them all at once, and then we'd go do lots of little home presentations and one-on-ones, two-on-ones, but even those are pretty time-consuming. Big home presentations are much better because you can show 10, 20, 50 people all in one night and sort through them for customers and IBOs. So thank you guys. God bless. Network marketing training is what it's all about, and we'll see you guys over the top. Bye-bye.